seat of Kalkaji back from the BJP's Ramesh Biduri. It looked at a moment at some points that she was trailing, but that hasn't happened. The BJP is back in power in Delhi for the first time since 1998. Let's get reactions. Tavleen, I'll start with you. Can we put the sound up? Yeah, Tavleen, go ahead.
Nobody deserved more to lose than Kejriwal. I've just finished my column and I've said that it's not an election, it was a referendum on Kejriwal because he promised a new kind of politics. And what did he do? He turned his political party into an appendage of himself, like other leaders in India like to do, almost as if it was a family party. And all that hope that he had created, I personally, by the way, have never believed that he was anything different to the other kind of usual hypocritical, duplicitous type politicians that we're used to. But, he had a chance, really, and he's blown it.
And what's the big story for you in the terms of the BJP being able to win without using the Prime Minister too much or not at all, hardly, without declaring a CM candidate, and actually this time without a communally charged campaign?
Well, I think that the Aam Aadmi Party ran a lousy government. In the past couple of years, at first they started off by blaming somebody else. The Prime Minister was not allowing Kejriwal to do anything. The Lieutenant Governor was changing his bureaucrats, changing his schemes, etc. And it went on and on and on. They just became a political party that spent more time complaining about what was being said about them and what people were, doing to them. What Modi government was doing to them. And, instead of that, if they had actually worked on the things that were really important, you live in Delhi, I live in Delhi, the air is unbreathable. The stuff that was under them, the streets are filthy. This is the capital of India. And just take a look at what it looks like. There is the promise of you remember that shot of Kejriwal where the little mountains, not the huge mountains of garbage on the edge of Delhi. And he went there and he said, I'm going to reduce this by such and such and do this, that, and the other. Nothing happened, except that he began to think of himself as a national leader and was off in Goa and Gujarat and, wherever else he was going. He was not interested in Delhi at all. So, just remember that when they sent him off to jail, there was not a single protest on his behalf. Not one. Even when the Aam Aadmi Party's biggest leaders went into the streets to try and whip up support, there was none. So, frankly, I saw this coming, but it's a terrible disappointment that somebody who had a chance to really usher in a new kind of political culture, a new kind of politician, has blown it.
Yeah. So Kejriwal has blown it, says Tavleen Singh. I want to bring in Dilip Cherian at this point. Mahima, Shashi, Ujjwal are all still with us, and we'll come across, of course, to Ashutosh as well and Karthikeya for closing his closing comments before we let him go. Dilip, go ahead. Dilip?
My sense is that this is once again proving that Delhi as a city, as a state, looks to what the double-engine Sarkar hope can deliver. Hopes are high now, and what the average citizen of Delhi has been feeling is that if we are being choked from development and from huge progress because of the fight between Kejriwal and his political master Modi, then we need to change and see what works for us. So it is, in a sense, and appropriately so in democracy, a selfish vote, a vote which says, hey, let's give what they're promising a chance. Why didn't it happen before? I'm not quite sure. Why did the Arvind Kejriwal magic last for as long as it did? I think because he's very good with his rhetoric. And I think that he's run out of rhetoric, and his rhetoric ran aground with the building of his own personal home in the chief minister's home. And I think a lot of people got browned off since then. The arrest was only a logical culmination of that. But falling